Uh, I would like to know you formally and where you're from.
Well, once again, my name is Comrade Dr. Awal Abdullahi Aliyu, the National President of 1917 Northern Consensus Movement for Peace, Unity, Empowerment and Development Initiative. It is an amalgamation of 594 registered community-based, socio-cultural and economic inclined northern association from the 19 northern states and associations of northerners resident in the 17 southern states and the diaspora.
Comrade, you are welcome to this program, Youth Pavilion. You are not new to this program, and you've been participating to this program, and you have made so many comments and citation towards the leadership of Nigerian Army, the current leadership of Nigerian Army, the effort and the what is going on in the industry. Recently, the CDS, that is the Chief of Defense Staff, has made some comments as regard to the killings of some officers in a Poma community in Delta States. I want you to look at it and make your own analysis on his comment and what is happening in that area.
Well, first and foremost, General Christopher Gwabin Musa, the present Chief of Defense Staff, is a professional officer, a professional soldier, a gentleman, a game changer. I call him game changer because under his able leadership, the armed forces as an entity is having a change of face. In human relation, in civil military relation, in operational conduct, in discipline, in equipment purchasing and distribution, in inter-agency relation, not just within the tri-service of the armed forces, but putting all together the security agencies and other non-security players of the country. He has been able to galvanize. He's still galvanizing and then doing interagency meetings, visitations, establishing a very good relationship, educating most especially government agencies themselves at the ministry department and agencies to understand the role of the military clearly well, the differences between the past military and the present military under his leadership, expressing and telling them of his initiative, his thinking, and the direction as well as focus that he's giving the armed forces now towards having a better service delivery, and also most importantly, like I said earlier, civil military relation, as well as combating crime and criminalities in Nigeria. I think so far so good. The man has been able to achieve a very big feat in terms of that one. And for those who know him or those who are monitoring and following his activities, they know that General C.G. Musa is a man of his word. He's a gentleman, like it is said, officer gentleman. He's truly a gentleman. He says what he can do, and then what he cannot do, he doesn't speak about it. And then what he does not know, even as a professional officer, a combatant soldier, and then a seasoned administrator. What he does not know, he's open to advice. And he takes advice and he acts based on advice. And that is why the man is succeeding. For people who don't know, they may not see the success immediately. But he is truly transforming the armed forces of Nigeria, redefining it, repositioning the armed forces for service delivery, and also equating it with other world professional armed forces, the US, the UK, Russia, Germany, China, the Koreas, if you like. He's positioning the Nigerian armed forces towards that axis, making it more professional, making it more proactive, making it more civil friendly, making it more aggressive in terms of achieving results. So, going back to your question, after trying to express who General C.G. Musa is, if you see the Okoma incidents of the killings of the soldiers, and then how ordinarily every Nigerian was expecting that by the next 24 hours after the killing of those soldiers, every Nigerian including the smallest one, were thinking that by morning, General C.G. Musa would have leveled the entire Okoma community to the ground. Because killing a soldier with the life of one soldier is equivalent to life of 100 civilians. But then you kill 16. Not only that, you kill his officers and those officers that he strongly believed in terms of service delivery, those that he has nurtured himself, taught them what to do, how to do, when to do, and then they are also on a peace mission, not on retaliation or fighting mission. And then you just kill his soldiers like that. A lot of Nigerians, almost all Nigerians, were expecting that by morning he would have leveled the community. But because of his professionalism and then his civil-military relationship and his belief in kinetic and non-kinetic approach to issues, that was why the Okoma community is still standing as a community today. Otherwise, he would have leveled it. But then the man is a different person entirely. He is one officer that is his thinking, his IQ, his behavior, his action, the way he approached things, and his execution is entirely different and new and very professional and in civil military relation. That was why the Okoma community is still standing as it is today. But then during the burial, after when he came to present his own speech, he has said it, that they will never go unpunished. The perpetrators of that act, the killers of the defenders of the defenseless, that is the members of the Nigerian armed forces, those that killed them will never go unpunished, they will never go free. He has promised them that he will smoke them out wherever they are, no matter the time. And believe me, General C.G. Musa will do just what he said he's going to do. Already some arrests are already being made, and then though those arrests he's been silent about them until mission is accomplished, but arrests are already being made. That his pronouncement, like I said, he does not say what he will not do. Once he made the pronouncement that he will smoke them out, believe me, they will be smoked out. Even if they go under the ground, he will bring them out, because it's a man that speak action. It's a man that speak what he can do, like I said earlier. And then once he says something, he go all out to ensure that he did not swallow his word. If he made the pronouncement, he does not swallow his word. He keep to that word, and that is what it meant to be a professional soldier, an officer, a gentleman, and a combatant military man.
Looking at his speech during that burial, he made a very good speech and a touching speech.
Yes.
That each and every sensible Nigerian knows that this person is striving or driving or looking at a particular angle. How did you translate that speech?
It is a speech of an administrator par excellence, a professional officer, and a combatant soldier. He said it the way it is, though it was, like you said, very touchy, because that his speech was not long. It was a very short but precise, very direct, very open, very apt speech that he made. Very short, but it carries all the word that if you want to speak for the whole day, you can continue to analyze word by word of what he said and give it different meaning depending on your understanding of who the man is or what a soldier is when a soldier speaks out. So what he said was a clear message, was straight and clear message. And then, like I said, you can translate or define his words you can make a whole book from that just about 5 minutes speech that he made. You can make a whole book out of it, giving it different meaning. But in all, he's a man of his word, like I said earlier, and he keeps to his word whenever he makes a pronouncement. If he made a promise, he does not renege on it. He see to it that it is God to get to logical conclusion. So wait and see. Nigerians will wait and see that C.G. Musa will get these guys out. And believe me, they will not go free. They will face the music as he promised that they are going to face the music. They will surely face the music according to the law and the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Chief of Defense Staff also visited Kaduna some few weeks ago.
Yes.
That was after the abduction of Kuriga school children.
Yes.
He was at the government house and he made a short address there, telling the people of Kaduna and Nigerians that Nigeria must live in peace.
Yes.
Those that are behind all this insecurity must put it at the back of their mind that they are coming.
Yes.
They will beat them out and they will make a stop to what they are doing.
Yes.
Just some few days after he went back, promising to bring back those children, and we have seen the reality. As a community leader, or rather somebody who directs the activities of youth and other unions, how did you rate the kind of leadership of this particular person, saying and accomplishing what he said?
Professional, precise, administrative, promise keeping, as well as focused. That is how I rate the leadership and the wordings of CG Musa. Like I said earlier, he says what he can do. And once he say it, he does it. He does not renege. He does not look back. He does not look. His words are always very short, but full of action. You see, he is a man of action, not a man of too much word. He speaks when it is necessary for him to speak. And whenever he's speaking, he says it the way it is, directly, and then before saying what he's going to say, he has already prepared his mind, prepared his men also. Apart preparing his mind, he prepared his men and also has an action on ground on how to achieve result. And that was why when he said it, you see result coming in. On the issue of these Kuruga girls, yes, he promised that they are going to reach them and they are going to rescue those children. And by the special grace of God, every Nigerian celebrated the moment it was announced that those children were rescued. Every Nigerian celebrated it. Yes, it is not all of them that were rescued, but then it's when you have, even in an examination situation, where you have 70% or 80% or 90% is already a distinction. So the man has already a distinction of keeping to his words, a distinction of his action, a distinction of his human civil-military relationship, a distinction in administering the armed forces, directing them towards achieving the desired result at the desired time. Now, this is what is going on. He has this way of reaching out. He has this way of carrying his men, officers and men along. He also has this way of even carrying the civilians along in his actions, in his administration. And that is why he is achieving result. That is why he is finding it easy. That is why it is not difficult for him. Once he made a pronouncement, he gets to achieve what he pronounced on time. Timely achievement of pronouncement. Timely getting result on whatever he does. So, I think, like I always say, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one of the luckiest thing, one of the best thing, one of the bravest thing, one of the achievements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the appointment of General C.G. Musa into the office of the Chief of Defense Staff. This is one man that I keep on repeating this because it's very important. On his appointment, on the pronouncement of his appointment as Chief of Defense Staff, the whole Nigerian armed forces celebrated him as someone who is honest, someone who is direct, someone who is professional, someone who has human relation, someone who has pity and sympathy for his soldiers, someone who cares for the welfare and well-being of the soldiers, someone who take the militarization or the military so personal, so professional, and someone who is patriotic and a true Nigerian. He's not a tribal bigot. He's not a religious bigot. He's not a fanatic. He's not sentimental when it comes to issue. He's only professional and administrative. And that is the reason why, like I said, he's achieving results. And you can see that everybody is willing to cooperate with him. Everybody is willing to work with him. He has galvanized. He has strategized. He has brought together, most especially the tri-service, to understand that they are not working for their personal self. They are working for the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the citizens, in obedience and loyalty to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. You can never have it better than we are having it. Believe me, Tinubu has made the luckiest and the bravest and the most important appointment in General C.G. Musa as the Chief of Defense Staff. And believe me, the man is working towards achieving results as far as securing this country is concerned. And with the necessary support and cooperation, synergy and understanding of the tri-service and other sister security agencies and the generality of Nigerians through credible and timely intelligence and disinformation dissemination. Believe me, the issue of banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and other security challenges will come to I will say more like 70%. achieved. And if that is done, by God, I will tell you that the man's name will go into history. He will go into Guinness Book of Record. He will be writing his name in gold in the annals of the history of this great country, Nigeria, because he is humble, he is simple, and he communicates, and he allows for communication.
Looking at the the way and manner the Minister of Defense and the Defense Ministry are working helter-skelter in going around the barracks and the military formations to see activities and achievements, equipments, and what have you, and the kind of efforts by the Office of the Chief of Defense Staff in making the Nigerian army strong and stronger. How can you rate? What are your forecasts as in regard to the performance of Nigerian army?
I can tell you that if, as CG Musa is already taking this track record and galvanizing and bringing everybody together and working towards achieving the welfare and the well-being of the members of the armed forces, ensuring that weaponry equipment are provided for them, their welfare is properly taken care of, their health, accommodation, education, and any other welfare packages are being put together for them. For the first time in the history of this country, a Chief of Defense Staff, a #1 senior military officer, coming out to say in a public television that this is what he is also earning as an operational officer in the field, and this is what his soldiers are getting. It has never happened in the history of this country. He does that because he is trying to carry the members of the Nigerian citizens along, and also expressing his displeasure and promising to make things better for the serving personnel. And even the retired military personnel are happy with him, because the more you make the life of the serving personnel better, you also better the life of the retired personnel, and you also encourage the serving to do better than he is doing, because he knows that his welfare and well-being is being taken care of. Look at what happened to this the Ukoma, the community soldiers that died. Look at what the encomium. Look at what happened when the president made the pronunciation of how properly the families they left behind will be taken care of. Every soldier was proud. Every soldier feel happy. Every soldier feel, yes, I can now do the job. I am willing to do the job. I am going to do the job, because if I fall along the line, the country will remember me and my family will be better for it. And this is part of the packages, welfare packages that CG Musa is working towards. The president cannot just come up and make a pronouncement. Naturally, he will seek the advice of the Chief of Defense Staff. So we want to strongly believe the president make the pronouncement based on the advice of the Chief of Defense Staff. And always the Chief of Defense Staff will always want the soldiers to be better, because, like I said, it's the first time in the history of this country that the most senior military officer, as far as the armed forces of Nigeria is concerned, is coming to protect the interests of the lowest of the low, a private soldier. This is the first time. Otherwise, it is an officer to officer thing, soldier to soldier thing. But this man is, I am for everybody and I will protect everybody, because everybody is my responsibility. This is CG Musa for you.
Finally, how would you describe the relationship of the Nigerian army, or rather the Nigerian officers, military officers, and the ordinary Nigerians? The understanding, the relationship, and what are your expectations?
Under the leadership of CG Musa, you have the whole department, Civil Military Relation Department. Under CG Musa, you have such department, Civil Military Relation Department, and you have it in all the tri-service, Air Force, Navy, and the Army and the Defense Headquarters. So there is a synergy between the civil and the military. He understands that there is very serious need for the civilians and the military alike, since we are all Nigerians, to work as a team, to understand each other, to get the focus, to get the idea of what the military is thinking and what they intend to do and why they are doing what they are doing, to justify every military action. And Nigerians are accepting that fact that the military are doing their job because they needed to do, because that's their constitutional responsibility, but they are also not infringing on the right and privileges of other Nigerians. And that is what Musa is doing. Like I said, this is why we have the Civil Military Relation Department in the Defense Headquarters, in the Army, Air Force, and Navy Headquarters. And now, his relationship between CG Musa and the ministers, the Minister of Defense, for example, Badaru Abubakar, who is equally very passionate. I have seen in Badaru Abubakar this passionate feelings, passionate thinking, willingness, determination to better the life of the armed forces, to better the life of both the serving and the retired military personnel, that is the military, the armed forces veterans. I have seen in Badaru Abubakar through the synergy between Badaru Abubakar as Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Minister of State for Defense, Matawale, and the service chiefs, how they want to professionalize, refocus, redirect the thinking, the working ability, the working capacity, the administrative thinking, the equipment, the training and retraining of the armed forces, as well as even the military veterans who Badaru is bringing into play now, is bringing to bear. He's making the veterans have a sense of thinking, sense of feeling. You know, that yes, they are Nigerians, they have served this country, and they have served diligently, and Nigeria did not forget them. And Badaru, as Minister of Defense, cannot do that alone. He has to carry along the Chief of Defense Staff. You see, it is one kind of perfect working synergy, a perfect working relationship, a perfect understanding, a perfect willingness, a patriotism, a nationalism that the President assembled in one department, that is the Ministry of Defense, putting the armed forces, the civilian part of the Ministry of Defense, the ministers, and even the Permanent Secretary himself. If you come to talk to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, you can understand that he's also willing, he's open to work. He's determined. He wants to see that things go forward. So believe me, one ministry in Nigeria that has a very powerful understanding, synergy, cooperation, collaboration, and working relationship is the ministry and the defense and the tri-service. You can never have it better than you are having it right now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.